Good morning, traders. I'm Dennis Dick.
And I'm Joel Alconin, who's running late this morning.
Joel's running late. Sorry about the delay there, guys. We'll try to do a little quicker. We'll play catch up here for you. S&P future is actually very quiet here overnight. Just got the CPI numbers, another non-event. Trading right flat here right now, 1691 and a half. We've been as high as 1692 and a quarter, as low as 1687.75. So a tight 4.5 point range here. Joel, how you doing? You've been running around here a bit this morning.
Yeah, running around like a chicken with my head cut off here, but I'm back and
It's back.
I'm just looking at Monday's low in the S&Ps, which was at 1688 even. We dipped one tick below that at 87.75 and rebounded. So all's good in bull land unless we take out that 87.75 low.
We do have a 2-day Fed meeting starting today, so obviously that could be a little bit quiet volume ahead of the Fed, what they tell us there tomorrow. Joel, here, let's take a look at gold, because gold actually getting a pop there this morning. We are trading up here 87 cents on the GLD. Gold futures, Joel's going to grab those for you right now, which are trading. Actually, gold futures trading higher here as well. Obviously, 13.19 is where the gold is right now.
Yeah, finding a home here in the lower 1300s. You did sneak down to 1302.40 late in the session yesterday. You've had a close down there. Finding support there, $1,300 level. Coming back on the upside, really no major resistance up to yesterday's high at 1336 here, but it looks like you're getting your one of your consolidation periods in gold here before you get your next major move.
And we had a consolidation period in Apple for 3 days thereafter the iPhone 5 event, and the move came yesterday. So consolidated for 3 days, and we had the big down move in Apple, obviously giving back $12 or $14 there yesterday. Down another $2 here today. Where is the bottom of this Apple? Is there any support here? Are we going to find a bottom? Because it does not look pretty on the chart.
Well, you're going to have to teach me, like when I think a stock's going to 450 and I want to buy it there, and it's at 470 to buy the puts, and
Yeah,
then wait
or
till
to
it
short the
gets there.
stock.
Yeah, and this thing was just weak off the open yesterday, despite an extremely strong market. We've gotten dipped down to 444.40 in the pre-market. But this is a level for you bulls that are still standing on the Apple train here. We had that low at 385.10, made our high at 513.74 post icon, and now you've come down. You went through the 50% yesterday. It's I believe 449. Call that 450. I'd like to see 1 or 2 days of consolidation here, maybe a double bottom, and this would be a shot here if you wanna get back on the Apple Bowl.
A lot of people off that train right now, though, and it's always hard to. Once the train has started moving and it's moving down, wait for the train to stop going down. Like just trying to pick bottoms here gets you into trouble. Wait for a couple days. Wait till you have a potential double bottom. Wait till you have a significant level. I just don't think you have that yet. I guess you could play the
No.
444 pre-market low if you wanted just to take a shot, but it's hard to stop the momentum in this market. This is a momentum market. When the train starts going in one direction, it just keeps on going, and that's what you're seeing in Apple here. Everybody that bought that consolidation, when it breaks down and starts making new lows, that's your time to go. And yesterday, when it broke down through that little triple bottom that it had in the whole 464 area, that was the sign that more trouble is ahead. And look at Facebook here too, because a little bit of trouble in Facebook yesterday. We talked about that 45 being key resistance. These levels work, guys. $45. It got up to 44.94 in the regular session. Somebody was lining up in the pre-market yesterday at 45, and now 44.94 the high yesterday, and then it just turned around and caved. Everybody wanted out. And obviously the stock gave back $2.50. It is bouncing here a bit this morning, a little bit of a dead cat bounce. I'd keep an eye on yesterday's low of 42.43. If that gets taken out, it could be more trouble.
Right, looking at the pre-market trading so far, you did trade as low as 42.02. Got a pop up here to 42.73. Taking a look at the dailies here, below yesterday's low. You're right, Dennis. You do have a 41.77 low on September 5th. But just a note here, adding significance to yesterday's low at 42.43. going back to the 6th, the day after that 41.77 low, you did have a low at 42.40. So 45. It's funny how for the IPO back in May 2012, the dip down to 17 and change. You get back over 45. You post one close over there at 45.04, and now you're almost closer to $40 than you are 45.
Yeah, trouble. Pandora here doing a secondary offering, or announcing a secondary offering, 10 million shares after the bell there. And the stock got under significant pressure. It has bounced back a lot, though. If you look at the pre-market lows, we got down, I think, to as low as 22.5 after hours last night when they announced that. It has bounced back, trading 23.27. Interesting setup here on the dailies. You got like a triple top thing that happened. Obviously, the stock's going to open weaker here today.
What's up with all these secondaries, Dennis? I mean,
People are using the opportunity of the high stock prices to raise more money, and that can be a lot of people automatically assume it's bearish, but it could mean that their business is going well and they just want to get some more cash to expand the business. When we were seeing secondaries back in the financial crisis, that's because the businesses needed they needed some obviously cash, so just to survive. So it's a little different story here, but at the same time, secondaries are never good. It's dilution, so obviously there's more shareholders out there, which means the earnings power is a little bit less because of the dilution. So it's never good for shareholders, but it's not necessarily as bad of a thing as it was when the financial crisis, when they all just needed cash. But we are seeing a lot of secondaries.
22.50 was the initial dip. What was the secondary price, Dennis?
They haven't said it yet. I have not seen it come out yet. So unless it
Okay.
broke here in the last 10 minutes, because I have not seen the price yet. If somebody knows, if it did, it may come out today. Usually it's a day or two after they
Okay.
announce the 10 million share offering.
Okay, well, if it does go back into rally mode here, obviously that triple top could come into play. That's still a stick away from here. You are trading below yesterday's low, which was 23.38, so that could be some minor resistance. 23.09, that was your low on last Thursday. We'll keep an eye on that level. And then below that $23 level, Dennis, maybe perhaps they're pricing that secondary so the stock can fill the gap. But do not like this thing trading under $23.
These potash stocks have been bouncing back. They bounced back yesterday, but today they're under pressure. Last night after the bell, MOS, which is Mosaic, cut Q3 production guidance, and that put them all under pressure. All of them are trading down after hours. Potash, CF, AGU is down a bit. IPI, we're all down. I think a lot of them are down again here in the pre-market. Let's go to Mosaic. They're the actual company that did cut the guidance, and they're trading down $1 here in the pre-market.
Right. I was looking at this thing, breaking out yesterday into that gap range, and was thinking, man, this thing, could just go up to that $52 area and fill the gap. It looks like it had some momentum, but figured I'd wait a day on it, and I'm glad I
Glad you
did.
waited.
Yeah, 43.19 was the low in the
Wow.
pre-market. Got a nice bounce though. Got a nice bounce
Yeah.
off that to 44.45. At 43.34, you're trying to fill that little gap area you have on the dailies between 43.34 and 42.86. So we're keeping an eye if we go into reverse again on that whole $43 area. Fill the little gap and maybe resume the northward trend. Well, it's not really a northward trend there. It's kind of like a dead cat bounce. I retract that statement.
I retract that statement. Yeah, it's obviously we maybe caught a few people trying to play that little bit of a breakout in these things yesterday. Potash doing the same thing, so those people could be caught here a little bit this morning, obviously with the pressure. So we'll have to see if we do start getting a bounce on some of these things intraday. I do think people that were playing it for the breakout yesterday will be lining up to sell their longs. So I don't think these things are going to bounce back up to those highs that we saw yesterday.
For you potash traders, 31.39 and 31.69. That encompasses four lows besides that 32.75 low. So
67.
keep out. Yeah, I've got another buck away from there. That's going to be good support though if we get there.
JP Morgan coming out. They're upgrading a couple airline stocks, downgrading a couple food stocks. They are upgrading LCC and Delta, both of those, and they are downgrading Kellogg's and Conagra. So doesn't look like they're hungry, but they sure like to fly. So LCC, let's go to that one first there, Joel. Trading up 50 cents here in the pre-market at 18.60. It closed at 18.07.
Wow, nice pop here in the pre-market. Let's take a look. Did get a little bit higher than this, up to 1864. But looking at the dailies here, I don't know
Nice
what he's,
trend.
but
Look at that
yeah.
trend.
Well, that's like a steep trend
It's
line, man. I
steep,
wouldn't
but
want to
man,
be
it
like,
is it's straight. You could draw trend lines on that chart there. We're gonna teach you to do that. Man, that is a straight trend line. The trend is your friend. Draw a line. That line still holds. The bulls are still in control.
1895. That was your high on August 13th, 35 cents away from there. Keep an eye on that as a target. Looking at what was the other stock here?
Delta,
What
they're upgrading
Delta?
DAL, and it's trading up to a new high. I think on the move, 23.73. The high yesterday was 23.57, so it is taking out. And man, Jet's breaking out there too.
Yep, this stock is making a nice move here. I believe this is the highest that this issue is traded. I might even have to go longer
Years,
term here.
yeah,
Yeah,
since the
yep.
reorg and
Keep
stuff. Huh?
keep eye 2357. Trading above that in the pre-market, that will act as minor support. Maybe you use your half and whole numbers on this one, Dennis. For looking
24
for.
bucks, I would think there's got to be something kicking around at 24. So, you start to get thicker in the 23.90s. The high freaks lean on all the institutions. They lean on everything, but they lean on the institutional orders especially. And you start getting up into the 23.90s and they start leaning on a whole number area. So, I wouldn't be surprised if that's where you run into a little bit of struggles here off the hop. Do you want to look at a couple of these food stocks quick here, Joel? Not a lot of action, but they are going to open down. Kellogg K is trading down at 60.16, just on 300 shares, so very light volume. Is offered down at 60.59, so it does look like this J.P. Morgan downgrade is going to put a little bit of pressure on Kellogg's here this morning.
Yeah, the old Battle Creek, Michigan company under pressure here. 60.16 last trade. $60 area should provide some support. 60.12 was your low on Friday. 59.84 was the low that you had on Thursday. So that $60 level support. And then, you got the whole low of the move here at 59.34. That's your major support here. But interesting, this thing got up to that 61.34 yesterday, and that the high back on the third was 61.36.
Let's look at Aeropostale ARO, Tiger Management showing an 8.2% stake in this company after the bow. When those hedges start getting in, everybody else seems to chase these hedge funds, and they are chasing this morning. I cannot believe this pop. It's up to $9.81 right now. So this is a huge pop on 1.5 million shares. Man, this Aeropostale is flying here.
They didn't reveal a short position. No,
Yeah,
Ted
crazy.
Ted 13 was the pop. Took it up to, and now you're settled back in
Wow.
the nine, trading at 980. Boy, I'm always skeptical of these kind of moves. Let's see if we can find some resistance here. What's
It's in our
interesting
gap
is
area.
yeah, a gap with a gap. We all know how that ends here.
Gap with
Uh, 955 was the former resistance. So you hold above 955, it could be able to, perhaps challenge no
10
major
bucks.
resistance. Yeah, $10. I mean, you got a big gap to fill here between 955 and 1088. But already a big move, but I'm not going to be as skeptical on this one because you did point out that there's good volume associated with this. So some shorts are eating your lunch here.
American Eagle Outfitters AEO, just look at that one. It's kind of like its brother, and AEO here is getting a little bit of a sympathy run up here too. Trading at 1504, it's up about 18 cents here. Do you think this can pop up? I'm looking at three highs here, Joel. After a
Yeah,
gap down, you're looking at the same area, the whole 1533, 1528 area. Obviously, if we get above there, you start to get in a gap area, but I gotta think maybe a few sellers going to line up there.
I think I would be more apt to buy the AEO
Just
than
because it's
the
cheap here
ARO.
compared, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not going into a gap situation here. Multiple highs above 15. You're trading 1504 in the pre-market, right at the high. You got a little spike high, right in this area over the $15 level. So this is one where I wouldn't mind taking a look at off this news, breaking out above 15, see if you can get some follow through.
Your big loser of the day here, OUTR. So it's down $8.67. outer wall. I believe they do something with retail. They provide software and stuff for retail services. Stock cut guidance big time. They cut the full year guidance. They cut their Q3 guidance. They cut all the guidance, and man, they are taking the stock and they are beating the hell out of it here this morning. It is down 16%.
Once again, we're talking about a stock that's trading down 8 3/4 points, and we're talking about a 4 point rally here. Off the
43
off the 40,
bucks. That's your.
yeah, off the yeah.
Well,
So now that you've distanced yourself that far from the low here, I look for back and fill on this thing. Did find after making that 43 low here. On its way up, had some major consolidation in the low 44s. So that's what I'd keep an eye on that. I don't think we'll get down to that $43 level. Instead, I'll look for support. I'll even go up to 45 on that. If you look at just looking at the pre-market chart, and then trading right at the high of the after we made the low. Actually, the after hours and pre-market high is 47.30. So that'll be a level to keep an eye on as well.
your big winner of the day, Repros Therapeutics, RPRX, and that's trading up 35%. Their drug Androxol meets the primary endpoint. We know when these pharmaceutical companies have drugs meeting primary endpoints, it's always good news. And wow, this is a huge pop for this stock. It actually kissed right up. We know these whole numbers work. 30 bucks, big round whole number. That's the high in the pre-market. That's probably where you're going to find some initial resistance, I would think, in the regular session. If you get back up there, I'm not sure we're a buck and a half away from there now.
Yeah, that's a big move, but the news associated with that, I think I'll just use 30 as a potential exit point. Coming back on the downside after you made that $30 high on the bar that you made the $30 high, you found some support at the $28 level. So let your profits run. This one above 28. Your call is as good as mine on that one.
And congratulations to those people who bought this stock back in June 30th, 2010, when the stock got down to 36 cents. It looked like it was going under, and no, pull the rug out, not going bankrupt, actually going to new all-time highs.
What's the drug
Androxol. I don't even know what it does. I'm not sure. Maybe one of our listeners knows what that drug specifically does. I don't
I
follow
got
this
it.
company closely, but regardless, the drug is good news. We're all about the charts here, and the charts don't lie, and this is good news for this company. We are obviously running short on time, so we're going to cut the show a little bit short here. Just go back to the S&P futures here one time. We had CPI come out a little bit better than expected, and the stock actually, and the futures, the whole market here moving up. We're up 1/4 point, a big rally here this morning, Joel, 1/2 point, 1691.75.
Right, just keeping an eye on the pre-market high as usual, 92.75. That will be our first target on the upside. If in fact we can get through there, Dennis, you got some room up to the intraday high yesterday of 17,050, and then the all-time high at 73,075. Minor support at the close, 91 1/4, and then on the downside. Just looking again, this 87.75 was only one tick below yesterday's low. So they took it down yesterday off the open, but it was sure begrudgingly. So things looking for the push back up to that $1,700 level.
That's our show for today, guys. Have a great day, and we'll be back at you tomorrow morning.